Y'all may not believe this, but being born and raised Alabama, I have never once ever looked somebody in the eye and told them to come back where they came from. I ain't never said no, speak no English, nothing like that. In the next few months, if you see a video coming out of me screaming something like that or even more ignorant, just know I'm saying it 6 inches away from a white South Africaner's face. Because apparently they're coming to Alabama. I ain't never said nothing like go back to Africa. When I tell you I'm gonna put my whole body into it, I mean, I'm gonna get that like deep chest voice. Just go back to where you came from. Anyway, yeah.
Here's a list of everything that the white South African refugees will be receiving from our government for free, funded by our taxpayer dollars. They will be receiving housing, basic home furnishings, essential household items, groceries, clothing, hygiene products, and prepaid phones. They will also be enrolled in public assistance programs, such as Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, or TANF, Supplemental Security Income for Cash Assistance, SSI, Medicaid for Health Insurance, and Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, otherwise known as SNAP. They will also be receiving job placements, English language training, and expedited pathway to citizenship. This comes after claims made by Donald Trump that white people are facing a genocide in South Africa, despite it being denied by South Africa's political leaders, including those who represent the white community. In February, a white South African judge dismissed the idea of a genocide as clearly imagined and not real. Keep in mind that Donald Trump ended the refugee program for everybody but these white South Africaners, proving that it's not a problem with immigrants. It's the color of those immigrants.
Just when they're telling other people to go back to where they're coming from, deporting people, rounding off people at courthouses and all of that, now they are accepting white South Africans to come into the country on a refugee status. This is really funny, and a lot of Americans are not having it because some of them are actually scared that their jobs will be taken away by these people. And there's been news flying around or rumors flying around, people saying that it's not these people alone that will be coming in. They have plans to bring in about either 8,000 or 80,000 of them in nearest future, which is going to cost a lot. And people are reacting to all of this. I'm just going to let their videos roll, then we'll come back and talk more. Let me know what your thoughts, guys, are in the comment. Let's have that conversation in the comment section. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Okay, and credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch and I'll come back with a commentary.
So I have a question. I work with the homeless population, and I know for a fact that we still have plenty of veterans who are homeless and also U.S. citizens that are homeless. So I wonder how it makes you feel knowing that instead of getting services for the vets and for the U.S. citizens, that this administration has now welcomed white South Africans, and they're going to get all kinds of help from the government. And I want to know, for those who are cheering the horrific deportation or kidnapping, because really that's all it is kidnapping, because there's no court orders, and these people are just grabbing people off the street. They're not identifying themselves. It's horrific. So that's my question. What does everybody think about the fact that now our government is bringing refugees from South Africa? And he said something along the lines of they have a rich, long history of all that they've done, and now the way that they're being treated is horrific. So I want to know, the American farmers here that have lost their farms, are those going to these refugees? Are they going to give those farms to the refugees? The people who lost their family farms. So that's my question. What do we think?
relief. What do you make that he's kind of doing this at the Oval Office or providing relief to South Afrikaners, and then all of a sudden he's also ending TPS protection?
Of course. I mean, I think that who Trump decides is worthy of it, quote unquote, immigrating to the United States or not is highly tied to, I think, personal ideologies in the White House. It's tied to what we've seen, Elon Musk clearly has a lot of influence in this. And we need to be very clear about the fact.
On the same day, the U.S. welcomed white South Africans as refugees. Afghans who risked their lives to help our military were told to prepare for deportation. These Afrikaners, descendants of apartheid leaders, were flown in on a U.S. government jet. Trump called them victims of genocide, and they waited just 3 months. But here's the reality. White South Africans still own most of the land and are far less likely to live in poverty than black South Africans. Yet, Trump's team said Afrikaners were welcomed because they're easier to assimilate. They'll get housing, phones, furniture, formula, and, according to Trump, citizenship. Meanwhile, Afghan interpreters, engineers, and soldiers, the ones who helped us, are being told it's safe to go home. Safe? The UN says those same allies are being hunted down and killed. So, what does it take to be a refugee in Trump's America? It's about power, race, politics, and who gets to be called a victim.
So I see our new refugees have landed from South Africa, and I can't help but wonder if they really know what they're in for. The South African government provides its citizens with a lot of things, such as healthcare, cash assistance, rental assistance, all of the things that we're getting rid of here in the United States. And on top of that, the average annual salary for a South African person, and this is white, not black, white, is around 38,000 USD a year. Yet in their country, they can live very well with domestic servants and all kind of help and things like that. How many people in this country live well on a salary of $38,000 a year? How many families live well on that much money? How many families have, or parents have, more than one job? Yeah, the South Afrikaners are really going to be in for a lot of culture shock, including the fact that they don't have things given to them, they don't have servants anymore, and they literally will have to work their fingers to the bone just to get by. Oh, I cannot wait to see how this turns out.
So the truth is that these white South Africans are going to miss living in Africa. Africa provides you lots of opportunities for people who have family and every other thing. Living in Africa is quite affordable, right? And that's why you have like people, palm-colored people who live in the US, all of a sudden they move to Africa to come reside. Some of them actually come to retire in Africa because of the standard of living, okay? You have access to affordable healthcare. Aside that, you have access to raw vegetable, like fresh vegetables and all of that. Then you have access to affordable childcare, right? Unlike in the US, when we see videos of them who are complaining how much they spend on childcare, on groceries and all of those things. Like cost of living is quite expensive over there. Then you now have expensive healthcare. People are no longer able to afford healthcare because now they've removed Obamacare. Medicare is another thing that Medicaid is another thing that we're seeing people talking about them removing and all that. All of these things will make them, wonder why they decided to actually leave South Africa for America in the first place. Yes, it's all rosy right now. They're all excited. They are able to receive things from the government. The government is giving them a lot of things to welcome them in. They have free housing and every other thing that is, given to them. But you guys, it's not going to be rosy forever. So definitely they will get to that point where they'll be like, I wish we knew, maybe wouldn't have even decided or make the decision to come into America in the first place. Because even the people in America are also looking for a way to leave America, Okay, it looks like the dream right now is to leave America, not to come to America. But these guys are actually very excited. You could see them in their videos, making videos of them coming, staying in America, and having their lunch and all of that, or even sitting out and having good time with family, right? Roasting chicken and all that. But you guys, there is just one thing we're looking for. We're waiting for that time when they will tell themselves the truth, because right now, the truth is, it has not come to them clearly that it was a big mistake that they made, but definitely they will get to that, right? So let's just give them time. And you have some churches who are like, we're not going to accept these people, right? Because we're not going to help them settle in, because it looks like you're sending out, and all of a sudden you're bringing in. How? Like, how melodramatic? Like, how will you tell me that you're not doing this because of this? Why are you telling us that it is because of this that you're doing this? You keep making it look like everything is okay. Nothing happened. Everybody is fine. We're doing this because there's a genocide happening in a particular place. But the president of the country have come to tell you that it is actually not happening, but you decided that it is better these people come over and take up farms. And even farmers are even scared. Even people who voted for the current administration, they're actually scared, because they know these people are coming in with money, and they are going to use this money to buy off land, okay, farmland that some of you can no longer afford. They might end up buying them. Anyway, I'm just going to end this video here, then we'll come back and talk more, okay, next time in my next video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, okay? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button to be part of the family, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.